What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. It has been such a long time since I have done a video on this game, and I kind of felt like getting back in here and doing a restoration job. And the vehicle that we have today is actually one that I said I'd do in a previous video. And we are working with a Porsche 911S Turbo. This car is a DLC car. You can get it by purchasing the Porsche DLC. And I've never done any Porsche cars in this game, so this is going to be an interesting car to work with because the engine is in the back. And something that I noticed while I was getting ready to record was I found this battery up here in the front. I honestly don't know if this is where the battery is supposed to go, but seeing as it is a DLC car, not a mod car, it obviously must go there. That's what I'm going to assume. So, like I said, guys, we're going to be restoring this car today. I picked this up in the junkyard a while ago, and it's just been sitting in my garage. Haven't done anything with it, so we're going to change that today. Gonna go ahead and move this over to a car lifter. Alright, well, let's figure out where we start with this bad boy. I'm gonna go and get it up on the lift right off the bat. We're gonna take the wheels and tires off. I'm not gonna bring it all the way up to the top level. We are just going to start with wheels and tires at this point. Top speed tires. Alright, wheels and tires are off. Looks like this is pretty much just the complete opposite of what you'd normally see in a car. I mean, normally the engine and the transmission and all that are in the front, and the fuel tank is all in the back and all that. But this car is different. The fuel tank is in the front and the engine's in the back. So, yeah, we're just working with something a little bit different today. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and just knock the front out right off the bat. Looks pretty beat up and rusty. Chances are we're probably going to be replacing a lot of components in this car. Looks like it is using a wishbone suspension, double wishbone. If I had to guess, yep, double wishbone. We have to remove that shock absorber in order to get this lower control arm out. What else do we have to do? Oh, accessible from under the car on lifter. So this thing does need to go up. Let me go ahead and get as much of these components out as I can before I have to lift this car up. I think this is about all I can do right here. I'm going to have to go under the car. Yeah, we can't remove the fuel tank from here, so we're going to have to just bring this up to the top level here. Wow, I move really fast in this game. It's been a while. Okay, now we can remove these components that we need to get out. Drop the fuel tank as well. Let's jump over to this side. Get these rusty old components off. I'm curious to see how this car is going to drive. Like I said, I haven't meddled with Porsche in this game yet, so I'm kind of curious to see how the car handles. We'll take it out to the test track and we'll take it for a spin. Oh, I gotta grab that tie rod. And the bushings. Keep forgetting the little stuff. Let's go ahead and grab this sway bar here and then the cross member. Okay, let's go over here to the workbench and let's see what we can repair. I'm just gonna spam through everything as always. Which actually looks like we managed to repair a body part of some type. I don't recall removing any body parts. What did we manage to get? Oh. The Warthog parts from the last video. That just goes to show you how long it's been since I played. That Warthog video was at least a month ago. Anyway. Yeah, front suspension's done. I'll do the body stuff last. That was what I was thinking of at that moment, was body stuff. We are going to need a front axle knuckle cover. Let's go and go over here to our parts notes, and let's add it to the list. I know we're going to need some wheel hub bearings, so I'm going to have to go ahead and add those to the list as well. I'm going to go and add 2 of them. We'll go quantity-wise. I know for a fact we're going to need the brake disc ventilated. We do not need suspension arms, at least upper suspension arms, and we don't need lower suspension arms. That is great. Let me add just a bushing to the list so I know what to get. I don't know anything else at this time, so let's go to the shop here. Open up our list. We're going to need a front axle knuckle cover. Some weakles. So we're going to need some weakle hub bearings over here. 2 wheel hub bearings. I think we're going to need hubcaps as well. I'm going to pick those up. If we don't need them, then we don't need them. I know we're going to need brake disc ventilated ×2, as well as at least 1 brake caliper. I know that we didn't manage to repair a caliper, and then of course brake pads. So obviously we're going to need some more. We need bushings. That's another thing. As soon as I exited out of that and went to that part. So since we're using a double wishbone, we're going to need 4 bushings per side. So that is going to be 8, plus the 4 in the center is going to be 12. And then we will work with the other suspension parts when we get to them. Yep, we needed the hubcap. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the brakes as is right now. We'll do pads later on. I don't think I bought a sway bar. No, I didn't. Let me jump in and buy that real quick. We need a front sway bar. I don't know if we need link A or B. I know that we need a fuel tank and a fuel pump, so I'll go ahead and pick those up real quick while I'm here. And we'll just drop that fuel pump in. And we're going to need tie rods now. Let me go and throw the sway bar so I can figure out what we need. We need N-Link B. Okay. We need 2 of those. I need tie rods, inner and outer. And then let me go ahead and pick up the components we need for the suspension. Double wishbone shock absorber ×2. We're also going to need some caps, plural. It's front shock absorber cap. Let's go and throw the N-links on here. I'm going to get pretty much everything up to the pads done here, so we're going to need steering rack as well. I don't think we managed to repair that. I'll check that here in just a second. Oh, wow, we actually managed to repair that. Holy cow. Alright, let's throw these tie rods on. Good, let's jump over and get this side done, and then I am going to work on getting the suspension parts finished. Okay, that seems to be everything. Now we just need to come over here to the spring puller and go ahead and join our new springs to the new struts. We're not going to separate the old ones, we'll just sell them as is. If I can get to the menu here. In the inventory, I'll sell those. 31 bucks each in my pocket, not too bad, not too bad. Alright, let's throw these new springs in here. Looks good. I'm interested also to see how much this car is going to be worth at the end of it. Because it is a luxury car. And that wheel is ready to go on. We're going to have to do the wheels and tires here in just a minute. I did have to go into the shop and buy another brake caliper. I didn't manage to repair both of them. I don't even think I managed to repair any of them at this point. Alright, so, that's it for the front, except for the wheels and tires. Let's actually go ahead and get those done real quick. I'm going to drop this down. I haven't done the welding of the body or removal of body panels yet, so I'm going to do that now. Thinking that is just about it. We do have a battery here we have to worry about, but that's yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and actually remove the battery. Hope I have to come in here to remove it. 7%. That is a dead battery if I've ever seen one. We'll throw it on the charger. We'll come back to it in here in just a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and repair what we can, which there is nothing we can repair. Let me check the inventory. Obviously, we need to keep the wheels and tires. Everything else we can sell. So I'm going to go ahead and sell parts. I don't think it's going to sell the wheels and tires. Yeah, it didn't. Okay. Let me sell the Warthog stuff, which is going to put a lot of money in the bank there. And let's go ahead and work with the wheels and tires. Actually, first, before we do that, what we have been doing for the last couple minutes, let's go ahead and get that done. We will begin with a interior detail of this beautiful car. And then we will go ahead and repair the frame. It looks amazing. Look at that interior. It's going to look good when we get some seats and a steering wheel in there. But we got a nice manual transmission. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. That is a weird looking accelerator pedal there. Holy cow. I mean, like, you got your accelerator, then you're braking your clutch. It just doesn't look normal. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and work with the wheels and tires now. We've pretty much done what we needed to do over there. We need to separate parts. I doubt any of this is going to be salvageable, but you never know. There might be a part or two in here. Just like that rim might be salvageable. This one, however, is shot. It's gone. Can't work with that one. Just gonna separate all these parts. We're gonna need several rims. These look like they have 18s, I think is what they said. Yeah, these are 18-inch rims. So we will keep them 18. We'll keep everything the way that it was on the vehicle. Go ahead and snag that one. Let's come over here to the repair bench. I think there was only 2 of them we could repair. Yeah, well, we only repaired 1 of them, so. Alright, let's go ahead and sell off all of the broken rims and 3 of the broken tires. And we'll go with these sizes here. So we need rim 964, which are going to be for Porsches. So we need to go to the rim shop. And they're actually right up here on the top. So we've got 964, we've got RS, and rim 991s. We're going to keep 964s. We need 3 of them. They're going to be 18 inches, $2,100. It's pretty expensive for rims, but this is a Porsche, so what do you expect? Tires, we're going to be running 265, 35, 18s. 265, 35, 18. 265... 35, 18. Go ahead and buy those, not too bad. And let's go ahead and install all our new parts. The aspect ratio of those looks really weird. Throw those on the wheel balancer because we all know that it's going to take a year and a half for that to work. Alright, so I'm going to get these wheels and tires done for the front and the rear. And then I'm going to go ahead and start working on the rear suspension. And as soon as the rear suspension is done, we will go ahead and start working on the engine bay. Speaking of engine bay stuff, let me go ahead and grab the battery off of the charger. This isn't even an engine bay component, which is the best part. Nice fully charged supercell battery ready to power the Porsche. I don't think we have... Oh no, we have one more tire. We can go ahead and sell this busted up tire that we don't need anymore. So yeah, engine shouldn't be too hard to build. I would assume it have a small engine in it. It is turbocharged, so it is going to have a turbo. So... we'll see how that helps this little car out. As for color, I'm honestly probably gonna paint it like maybe a silver, maybe gray. I'm thinking like a light silver or something like that. I think it would fit this car very nicely. It would go along really well with the rims. And we are done there with that. So let me go ahead and throw these wheels and tires into the warehouse real quick. Let's go over here to project parts. And we'll throw the rims in here. Looks like we do have some double Wishbone shock absorbers as well as a V8 DOHC supercharged engine sitting in here. I think that is the supercharged engine that I had. I forget what vehicle I was using it for. It might have been for the Plymouth Roadrunner. No, the Plymouth Roadrunner has a supercharger in it already. I don't know what that engine's for. It might just be a busted up engine from a vehicle. Alright, anyway. Gonna go ahead and get this vehicle up on the lift some more. We're gonna work on the rear suspension. This is gonna be a little different because we have the engine in here, so we might have to change up how we do this. We might be doing the engine before the rear suspension. And again, we'll see how it goes. Get all this crap taken off here. We do have another double wishbone suspension, and what do we have to remove to get this stuff off? I'm a little confused here. We can pull the double wishbone off now. Okay, so the suspension is completely separate from the engine. However, the gearbox will have to come off because we have to replace the axles, and we're not gonna put new suspension components and just have to remove everything again. So we'll pull the gearbox out. Oops, we have a bearing we got to pull out there. We'll pull the gearbox out, and we'll actually pull the engine out as well. Grab that exhaust piece. Just a few more parts here, and we can start getting the engine out. So this is a different style engine that I'm used to seeing. Normally, I'm used to seeing the V-type engines, but this one looks to be like the Boxer style engine. Alright, well, we got, piston with Conrad. Alright, so there is the transmission outs. The brake servo is accessible from the engine bay. We are going to go ahead and bring this down real quick. I'm going to get the engine on the stand. This is really weird because the engine the engine's in the back. But, go ahead and add this B6 turbo to the stand. Let me move that out of the way. We're going to go ahead and repair what we can. Hopefully we can repair the gearbox good. We managed to repair the gearbox. Sounds like we broke something. I don't know what that was. Alright, so that's done. Let me go ahead and save my game real quick. And we are going to go ahead and start on the engine. So we're going to have to strip this down to the block because we have to, repair the engine block. Looks like there's two blocks together. You got engine block A and B, so what do we have to do to get this stuff apart? Oh, well, we can just remove the blocks altogether. Nope, we can't. I want to remove the pistons, but I don't know why it's not letting me. Obviously, because there's rod caps, of course. We also have bearing main caps, the crank bearing main caps as well. And we have caps on these as well. So yeah, this looks like a little cylinder. Oh my goodness. What do I have to do to get this block off of here? Holy cow. Can I remove the block now? Thank you. Now it is literally just pistons with con rods and one more rod cap. Correction, two more rod caps. Correction, three. Oh my gosh. Alright. Almost done. Okay, on to the repair bench. Let's see what we can repair from the engine. We managed to repair the block, both halves of the block, so that's good. That's going to save us some time and a little bit of money. Got the new crankshaft installed. We are going to have to go ahead and pick up some new pistons with con rods, though. So let me jump into the main shop here. We're going to search for piston. I believe we just need regular rings. We're going to need 6 of them. And then rod caps. I think I have... I don't even know how many I have. Let me just figure that out as we go here. Don't want to buy unnecessary parts. These pistons look actually really cool. So I think we're going to need 2 rod caps. Based on the fact that we have 2 that aren't repaired. So. Piston with Conrod. Let's just get all these pistons installed. And we'll wait on the connecting rod for the last 2 of them so that I don't have the blocks sitting in my face. Alright, so what do we need? We need 2 rod caps. Buy those real quick. Let me pick up a fuel filter so I can get that out of my face. There we go, fuel filter installed. We're also going to need some main bearing caps, I think, which we will put on there once the blocks are in place. And which one? I think this is just the one we're missing here. Yep, alright, let's get the blocks installed. We need to put the bearing caps on. I don't think we could repair those. Oh, we can. Wow. I didn't actually think you could. It's been so long since I played this game. I've probably forgotten you could do that. We need 1 more bearing cap. We need to put in this, whatever this shaft is here. I'm assuming this is the distributor shaft of some type. Shaft 6B is what it is called, which I probably have passed it. Oh yeah, I'm way past it. Where is this going to be? Well, it's a Porsche part, we know that much. So we just have to look for the Porsche icon. Of course, it's the very, very bottom. That's just wonderful. And now we can put the other half of the block on. Okay, so, yep, ignition distributor is going to run off that shaft. Holy cow, there's a lot of parts that I don't recognize. Okay, let's go ahead and go to parts notes, clear the list. Let me just make a list of what we need. We're going to need 6 of these cylinder things, so let me just put 1 so I know. We're going to need a timing cover. We're going to need a distributor, a crank pulley. Oops, I don't want to go to the inventory here. Need another timing cover here, alternator, power steering pump, all that good stuff. And that is everything that I can put on there as of right now, except for the flywheel, clutch, etc., etc. Don't want to go to the body shop. I want to go to the main shop here. Okay, let's do this. Engine cylinder. We need times 6. Cover B6C. I'm just going to enter it in. We need an A and a B of B6C though. Okay, we need an ignition distributor. B6C, it is a Porsche. We're probably also going to need a cap, so I'll buy that. And I'm assuming we're going to need a rotor, so I'll buy that as well. We need a crank pulley for the V8. We already have the timing cover A. We need a power steering pump for the V8 as well. And then an alternator. Alright, let's throw all these parts on. And then we get to go back to the shop to buy more stuff. Oh wow, we actually need 2 caps and we don't need a rotor. Okay, that's nice. Distributor cap. This is going to be a very interesting setup. I've never, like I said, I've never worked with a Porsche before in the game here, so I'm a little curious to see how this is all going to work. Let's go ahead and get these engine cylinders installed. Engine head, we need, holy cow, 6 heads. Alright, so we need 6 engine heads. We're going to just look for the Porsche logos. Engine head cover A. Let's refine our search. B6. Do we need A or B? That's what I need to know. And just engine head, B6C. This is a weird engine. This is a really weird engine. Okay, that's done. There's the camshafts. Okay, I'm kind of sort of able to visualize how this engine is going to be orientated now. Okay, we need to go to our parts nose. We need to clear it. We need to add a camshaft B6C. We need to add that. We also need to put the crank pulley on. I believe I already bought that. I did, so we'll throw that on there real quick. We need 2 exhaust manifolds, which we can get. So let's just go ahead and buy the 4 things we need here. Shopping list. We need 2 camshafts, B6Cs. We need 2 exhaust manifold B6Cs, which are right at the top. That is amazing. Go ahead and throw these on here. We're also going to need some spark plugs as well. And we need pipes as well. Interesting. Yeah, this is definitely a very interesting engine setup, for sure. We need 4 pipe B6Cs. Four of those. We're going to grab our spark plugs here. Oh my goodness, we need 12 spark plugs. Okay. Interesting. This is a very interesting engine concept here. I am going to have to research this engine in real life. I'm very curious to see how this engine works. There's the camshaft bearing cap there. Go ahead and throw these plugs in here, then I'll have to go buy more parts. Alright, cam bearing B6Cs. Let me just throw those on the list. Just type in cam bearing up here. B6C. We need 2 of those. Fairly inexpensive. Not expensive at all. And then we need head covers. We are definitely going to be adding those to the list individually, which we can actually go ahead and delete from the list. We can add that. Add that. And do the same with all the other parts we need. There's the turbo. And we're going to need cam gear B6 thingamajigs. Alright, cover B6. We need cover B6B. We're just going to type in engine head cover B6. We need A and B of the B6C. We're going to need a turbo. This bad boy. Turbo B6C. And then we're also going to need 2 cam gears. Probably going to need either timing chains or timing belts. I'm not sure which at this point, but we will find out here momentarily. There's the intake. I probably should have picked that up. Common sense probably should have told me to buy that, but I have never built this engine before, so I did not know I needed those parts. Okay, so let's go grab the intake manifold. It's a B6B. Let me just type in intake right at the top. Oops, already got that cover. Holy cow, that's a lot of bolts for an intake manifold. Obviously not doing torque sequence or anything like that. I don't even know where torque sequence would start with this thing. Let's go ahead and get the cam gears installed. We're using timing chains. Okay, let's also throw the turbo in as well. This car is starting to come together. At least the engine is. There's the fan cover. I gotta get these head covers over here as well. Alright, we need a mechanical fuel injection base. Let me go and clear the parts list. Just gonna throw all this in there. We need 2 timing chain C's. Okay, let's jump into the shop here and buy what we need. We need a mechanical fuel injection base B6B. I'm gonna assume that we need the injection driver and that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance and buy those. And we need 2 timing, if I could spell it correctly, 2 timing chain B6Cs. Which I need to find the Porsche ones. B6A, B6C, there we go. Right there. Alright, where is our driver? There's a throttle. I thought that was the driver. I was like, haha! Probably don't need a driver. Radiator fan B6C. We are also going to need a throttle for the B6C as well. Is it B6C or B? B, okay. I was about to say, that B6C doesn't look like the right throttle that we need. We need an air filter cover. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the parts list here. I don't need an intake manifold. I need to go to the parts list and delete the parts list. We need an intake cover. We are going to need ignition wires B6C. Let's go and add those to the list. And then we're also going to need a serpentine belt. Alright, this engine is almost done. B6B. It is a B6B air filter cover. Almost bought the wrong one. Ignition wires. If I could spell it right. There we go. Ignition wires B6C. And then serpentine belt C. Serpentine belt CB6C. There we go. I think that is going to be it, unless there's a magical part in here that I don't have yet, which is probably going to be another belt. Yep, another belt. Just a B6B serpentine belt. See if I can find it in here. Probably not. Serpentine belt B6B. I think. Probably. Hopefully. Yep. Oh my gosh. Another one. And I'm probably going to need an idler roller, and I'm going to guess a belt tensioner, so. Belt tensioner. Hopefully, maybe. Oh, we need more time. Oh, I was about to say. We need more timing. Seriously? Did I buy the wrong timing chains? No, I did not buy the wrong timing chains. I bought duplicates of the timing chains that I... Oh, my goodness. Alright, well, let's add that. Let me add that to the list. So I thought we were done there for a second. I was excited, but nope, we are not done. And then we need an air filter B6B. Open up the shopping list here. Timing shoe B6C times 2. And then a timing chain B6C. I'm just gonna timing chain B6C. Alright, let's get that air filter in and still have another part. Unless I already bought that base. I kind of had a feeling in the back of my head I was going to need that base. And then, of course, we need clips. Okay. Oh, let's get this done. This engine is honestly very interesting, except it's starting to make me a little angry. But it looks like it's almost done, so. And then we just need that, and that, and these little pesky clips. Okay, that should be everything on this engine. Hopefully. It's gonna B6C timing covers. Timing covers C. B6Cs. We need 2 of them. Need 4 clip A's, 4 clip B's. Okay, this should be the engine being fully assembled. But there's a very large chance that it is not all the way assembled after I put these parts on. Alright, let's get these clips and then we're good to go, I think. Where's that other clip? There it is. Gotta get all the way up here to get this last one here. Alright. That is it for the engine. Obviously, we still have the flywheel and clutch and all that, but that is this engine. It is done. Let me save my game. This is a very interesting engine. I am definitely going to be looking into this on the internet to kind of do a little research on it. But the engine's ready to go back in, so let me go ahead and get the engine crane back over to the car lifter. Let's go ahead and remove this sucker, and let's go ahead and install it into the vehicle. And there it is in the back of the car. Obviously, I have an oil filter to work with. Let me go ahead and replace that. This one is a B6B, I think, or just a B6. It's not even a Porsche oil filter. New oil filter installed. We do have to install an intercooler and some exhaust stuff, so let me go ahead and get all of that done. Let's clear the parts list. Let's add that to the list. Obviously, we do also have the suspension to work with, which is what we're going to do now. And that appears to be everything. Obviously, we still have the flywheel and all that, but let's go and get this up on the lift. And while it is going up, we will go and purchase the last of our parts. There's an intercooler, B6B. A 964. Not an RS, just a regular 964. And a B. And we are good to go. Let's jump under here. Get the exhaust. It is a sexy looking exhaust system. And let's jump up here. I don't think I can get the intercooler from down here. I'm gonna have to bring it back down again. But the good news is we can do the suspension now. We don't have to worry about the engine bay. The engine is done, just like that. Alright, let's go and do the suspension now. I'm pretty sure that I have a majority of the parts repaired. Obviously, there's going to be parts that we weren't able to repair. We are going to have to buy new. We do have a brake servo up there. We'll have to get that. We'll get that towards the end. We're going to need some wheel hub bearings. Let me go ahead and add those to the parts list if I can go to the dang parts notes here. There we go. We need wheel bearings. We need brake discs. We need a bottom suspension arm. We also need some bushings. How about upper here? Do we need anything from the upper? Yes, we do need an upper suspension arm. Okay. Do we need a rear? No, we don't. Okay. To the shop. Gotta buy some parts before we can do more, assembly of components here. We might as well go ahead and buy the brakes while we're here as well. Bottom suspension arm B. Need one. We need an upper suspension arm. And then we need bushings. We need 4 of them as far as I'm concerned. Could be more, but I don't think there's any subframe or anything to this. We are going to need to get those suspension parts as well. The double wishbone shock absorber stuff. And I didn't buy the right bushing. Oh, I didn't buy enough bushings. That's what my problem is. Okay. Needed 4 per side. In my head, I was thinking, oh, 2 per side. Okay, that's 4, but... in my head. And then, of course, we need the wishbone shock absorber, so... we'll assemble up to the brake pads. Or, excuse me, the rotors. Which is about right here. And we'll go ahead and jump in and get the shock absorbers. Actually, speaking of shock absorbers, I have some in my warehouse over here. So I'm not even going to go to the shop and buy them. I'm just going to come over here and get them. Oh, but I think they're rear. That might be a problem. Okay. Yep. Well, I tried. It was worth the effort, but it didn't work. Okay, well, now we actually have to go, the wishbone shock rear. Probably need to stock some of those, rear shock absorbers then, the double wishbones in my, warehouse. Rear spring. No, I bought... oh. Brought front springs, didn't buy rear springs. Is there seriously a rear cap? Are you kidding me? Why can't you use the same dang shock absorber cap that everything else uses? Okay. I just want to get this stupid car done. We can jump in here, the status. We got a value of $138,000 so far. Factory, we're looking at 362 horsepower and 362 pound-feet of torque. That is pretty good for this car. It's probably going to be a zippy little sucker. It's going to want to go everywhere. It's a tiny little car. It has very little parasitic horsepower loss to the wheels because literally the engine and the transmission, or the drive wheels for the car, are like right next to the transmission. So it's gonna be a good little car. Throw these in there. I'm gonna have to do the transmission stuff now because I need to get the axles in. So let's get the brake pads installed. How about calipers? Just a cylinder, and we are good to go. Let's go ahead and pick up our gearbox stuff. And I could have picked up a brake caliper cylinder while I was at the shop, but whatever. Got our gearbox. We're gonna have to pick up a starter. I wonder what type of starter this thing's gonna take. Just a generic starter. How about our drive axles? We have both the drive axles. That is good. Got to put the wheel hub bearing on this side in order to put the drive axle in. All right, so we need a starter, and what else do we need? I feel like we're missing something. We've got the wheels. Oh, the brake caliper cylinder. Just a generic starter. And we're good to go. Go grab our wheels out of the warehouse. And we'll get this car down to the ground and start working on the interior and the exterior. Alright, for the sake of time, I went ahead and purchased the exterior components for the car, like all the body stuff. Went with Utah plates for this one. I had a little bit of trouble finding the body components because I didn't know what they were listed as in the shop, but I managed to find them. So we're using the Turbo S stuff because this is a Turbo S model. So anyway, we just have to do interior, so let me go ahead and move this. Actually, let's go to the paint shop and then we'll do the interior. Like I said earlier on in the video, I'm going to go ahead and go with like a silver paint job if I can. So the factory and the current are the same, but we are going to go with like a silver-ish color here. So we'll go with something like... So what does hue do to this? Hue doesn't do anything to it. Okay. We'll go ahead and go with this right here. Brightness 50. It seems to be like a good color. It's $1,000. Stunning looking car, especially here in the paint shop. We'll move this to the garage entrance as we are now done with it. We don't need it on the lift anymore. And then we need to do interior. So let me open up the door here and go to interior disassemble, then assemble. I don't know what type of seats this thing takes, so I need to go over here to normal mode and then go to the car status, all the way down to the bottom here. And it's just seat 964 and steering wheel, so it's just 964. Expensive seats. I don't know why I didn't show 964 in when I typed it in the first time. That's really stupid. But I'm not going to complain. We got the parts. We're good to go. Alright, this car is ready to go. Let me save my game. I already put engine oil in the engine. Let's go ahead and jump in the seat here. We got a beautiful interior. Let's go ahead and start this thing up. Alright, she runs. That is all that matters at this point. We got a very roomy interior for a car like this size, you know. It's, I mean, heck, we actually have a pretty decent view we can go with here. Anyway, I don't know what that little popping is in the audio right there. That just heard it there. I don't know what that is. But this car's running, so we're gonna go ahead and take this real quick out to the speed. No, not the speed track. We're just gonna take it out to the test track, and we're gonna take it for a drive real quick and see how this thing does. All right, we are here at the test track now. This car looks amazing. It still has that little popping in the audio. I apologize for that. I don't know what's causing that. Let's go ahead and this thing sounds really good, actually. Oh, this thing sounds amazing. Holding that e-brake as we do that so we don't take off. Anyway, using the mouse and keyboard for driving as my controller is not handy at the time. Let's go ahead and get this started. Ooh, we gotta be careful. The car kind of loses control. I just love how this engine sounds. I don't even care how the car drives. The engine sounds amazing. Oh, we just wrecked our Porsche. We just wrecked our brand new Porsche. Drift it. Just kidding. I don't know how to drift in this game. Oh, there we go. We got a nice donut here. We're smoking the tires. Oh, yeah. Oh. Almost hit it again. We hit a cone. Screw you, cone. We're just smoking the tires for days right now. This is insane. I don't know how to drive with a mouse and keyboard. Yeah, we're just smoking the tires. This is crazy. Do a quick donut here. Nope. Oh, we hit our front end again. All right, let's finish this thing off. See how the brakes do. Oh, nope. We're just gonna crash this thing. All right, we're back in the shop here. We just literally built this car and wrecked it like 5 times. We smoked the tires, which was actually really cool. And this car sounds absolutely amazing. I was not expecting it to sound the way that it did, but it sounds really good. So at the end of the day, we can sell this thing for approximately $266,000. 266,433, I think, if you add these two numbers up. A lot of money, let's put it that way. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go and end the video here. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment. Consider subscribing to my channel. And I will catch you guys in the next Car Mechanic Simulator video. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and take care.